Simon, how important is that, getting back on the winners list today?
Yeah, look, it's really important. Obviously, it's such a tight competition, and we were bitterly disappointed with how we played last week. And we set the scene very early in the week about where we wanted to take the week in terms of our purpose, our training, and our identity. And the boys went after that right from the start of the week. So it was a really pleasing performance, and right across the board for the whole day, it was really encouraging.
Tick those boxes in terms of the identity stuff you're talking about?
Yeah, I think so. Like we're still a work in progress as a team in terms of where we want to get to and what we want to become, and that's okay. But in terms of the step forward today, it was a step forward, and we know that there's a challenge every week in that space, but we're pretty clear about where we want to get to and what we want to become, but that's going to take some time. And as the season evolves, that's the challenge, is to keep working towards that and keep getting better and keep finding where you're going to play your best footy.
Was the captain in doubt before the game?
No, he wasn't in doubt. He woke up a little bit tight, and we would never take a risk with Max gone. Like, if he wasn't right to play, he wouldn't play. We were pretty adamant on that, but we wanted to make sure that there was no risk at all in Max's mind. So we put him through a little test this morning, or when he got here, and he passed with flying colours. He said, "Coach, I'm 100%. I said, "Mate, I'm not playing you." He said, "No, I'm 100%. So we played him.
He played okay too.
Played well. He, and I think that typifies the leader he is. He knew it was an important week for us to get right, and he stepped up. He knew the challenge that he had from an individual game perspective, but he also knew what it was for the footy club, and he rose to the occasion and played accordingly.
Yeah, you mentioned that. How much emphasis did you put on the significance of those 4 points? I mean, you were either 9th or 4th, and you've jumped into the top 4.
Yeah, look, it doesn't really matter in terms of the ladder as it sits today. It just shows you how tight the competition is and how hard. You look at how close and how tight a lot of the games are. They're in the balance for a big portion, and the ladder is the way it is because of how tight the competition is. So it doesn't matter where you sit today, it's where you sit at the end of the year. So 4 points, any 4 points you earn the right way, and we move forward. We can't take a breath, we've got to keep moving.
Will there be a temptation at all to rest Max in the coming weeks, or will the bye just be enough?
We've been pretty fortunate with our draw in some respects. Obviously, we've had some longer breaks, some 10 and 13-day breaks already at the start of our season, combined with a lot of shorter breaks. So we feel like we're in a good position with our list, and we're heading towards a bye in a few weeks' time. So, that's something we're going to monitor our group and manage our group as the year goes on. But right now, we're really comfortable with where we sit with our group.
You spoke about how you're still working to what you want to become. Is that sort of your play going inside 50? Does that feel, even though, you got 100 today, we can't criticise, but is that sort of the area that you think's got the most improvement in your side?
I'm not going to sit here and tell everyone where we're going to go with our game, other than the fact that we probably haven't been comfortable with it. But we've certainly made some improvement in that space that you're talking about. We feel we are scoring better inside 50, but there's some other things in our game that we've had to tighten up. And we're going to go after that. And, it's a bit untapped of where we can get to, but that's the exciting part of an AFL season. We're 11 rounds in with so much footy to play, and we've just got to keep getting better. So we'll keep going after it.
What's the update on Harry Petty?
Just a sprained ankle. So, we're really confident he'll be fine for next week.
The conditions, the humidity don't affect that with travel to Darwin, Alice Springs, sorry?
No, not at all. No, he'll be fine. Hopefully, we'll see how it pulls up tomorrow, but we're really confident that he'll be okay.
Richard Petrarca played a bit of time in forward in the second half. What was the kind of your thought process behind balancing him in the middle when you've kind of got control of the game, and then him forward when I suppose it gives you a bit more bite?
Yeah, we want to keep getting more and more people through the middle of the ground, and Alex Neil-Bullen was in there today. Tom Sparrow went in there a little bit in the second half, and obviously Track went forward. So we're starting to expose more people through the middle, and it's going to give our team a greater balance and greater flexibility in our roles that we're playing, and that's one of the things we're continuing to look at, the flexibility that sits within our team. we're really encouraged. We're going to play Christian at certain times in the midfield and certain times forward and certain times deep forward. It's wherever the game needs him and whatever our midfield needs, we've got one piece there that we know we can move around.
So today was more about giving others a go rather than moving him forward as being the primary.
Yeah, it was just sharing the load. It's a long season, continue to share the load, and we need to continue to expose Christian as a deep forward. He's got some really high potential in that area of the ground, but it still needs to continually be worked on. So today was about really sharing the load and making sure we can maximise all the people we had in our team.
With Ed Langdon, you were really clear on where the priorities were during the week. How'd you see his return and performance today?
He certainly didn't look like he had jet lag, did he? He ran all day, which is fantastic. He was brilliant today. I thought his game, was really strong. I thought he ran out the game strong. He would have liked to kick a couple of his goals, but he's a really important player to us, and we missed him a lot last week. And that was a priority that we're really comfortable with. That family is first at our footy club, and this was something that was really important to Ed. But to see the way he returned, his investment into the week of training, and obviously to play the way he played, typifies why we love him.
You're pretty happy with where you are, 7-4, almost halfway in the season?
Yeah, look, I think, if you're in a position where you've got your game in a check to continue to improve, you're always happy. But this competition doesn't allow you to be overly happy. You got to keep working, and that's where we sit. We sit in that space with a lot of teams that have got a lot of improvement to go after, and we'll do that.
Any other injuries today, or anyone coming back next week?
I think we're all good, and I don't think anyone's coming back. You've caught me on the hop there.
Lockie Hunter, the other one that came in?
Yeah, look, I thought, obviously, Lockie Hunter and Adam Tomlinson have spent a fair bit of time in the VFL. Lockie obviously coming back from a calf, spent a good month back there, and Adam Tomlinson's just had to bide his time and play great VFL footy to give themselves a chance. Obviously, with Jake going down, it gave those opportunities, and we found a spot for Lockie because we want guys that can execute role to a really high level, and both those guys on the back of VFL footy came in and performed incredibly strong for us today. So I'm proud of those two especially, because it takes a fair bit of resilience at their age with their experience of footy to keep fronting up and keep trying to get better and wait for your opportunity, and credit to those boys. They did, and they've come in and played some really strong footy.
You mentioned before tightening up other areas. What are the areas you feel you need to improve on?
We'll keep chipping away at them. Thanks, guys.